potager is a combination between like a food forest and a cottage garden, kitchen garden, those types of things. Potager actually translates to for the soup pot. It started nearly 1,000 years ago in France. The idea is that you can go out to your garden barefoot and collect all the ingredients that you need for a meal. It's close to home, it's low maintenance. In our case, it'll be in the front yard. It's going to be a process on building it because we're starting from nothing.
Our front yard is an entire ½ acre of pretty much nothing at this point, because we've tried a few things. We had an okra patch at one point that didn't do so well. A couple of raised beds also didn't do so well. But at the time, we weren't spending hardly any time in our front yard to maintain those things like they needed. Now, we're creating what I envision to be just a beautiful, you can hear the birds behind me, just a beautiful area to spend some time, kind of relax, also just kind of leisurely maintain. I think it's going to be a really excellent addition to our homestead in that we're going to have the medicinal items at our fingertips, lots of things that we can eat. Our intention is to go mainly native, but it's not out of the question to throw in maybe a zucchini plant or a pepper plant or a tomato plant here and there. It's going to take time to get things established, to get the larger trees and shrubs. We're implementing a lot of permaculture and food forest techniques into this potager garden. It's going to be dynamic. It's going to be ever changing, because as the shrubs and trees grow, they'll be adding shade, they'll be adding leaves to mulch the area with organic matter. Ow.
We're going to be adding native trees and native plants so that it is more low maintenance than the traditional rows, and you won't have the heavy weeding and things like that to do. Over time, the trees are going to grow. They're going to provide shade, cover. You want a dappled shade. You don't want an entire shaded area. But the shade is going to help to keep the moisture in the ground. That's where the mulch and leaves and things like that come in. You're going to put that as a base over all of your plants. You can plant ground covers in your walkways. You can plant things like creeping thyme that are not only going to be a cover for the weeds to help keep those weeds out, but it's also a medicinal, it's a scent, and it's a texture thing. Because the potager garden is supposed to bring all of your senses together. It's not only edibles, but it's touch and scent, sounds. You're going to have flowers that are going to attract birds and butterflies and bees. So you're going to have those sounds, as well as the smells of the herbs that are medicinal and edible. So it's really catering to all of the senses.
We gained a lot of inspiration from our recent trip to Vermilionville. They have the Healer's Garden there. That's over in the Lafayette, Louisiana area. In that garden, we found a lot of things like smartweed, which I had not realized was a medicinal. Virginia creeper, which I am not putting that in the potager garden because that's really aggressive. It'll take over quite a bit of stuff. I've seen it between Virginia creeper and peppervine and the wild grapes that we have around here. I've seen them take down entire trees. Things like the monglier, we've already, there's tons of monglier in this overgrown field behind me here, and we've already started to propagate some monglier for the potager garden. Wax myrtle, we've done the same. We've made some hardwood cuttings of wax myrtle and of elderberry to get them started in the potager garden.
We're planning to add some of the native trees from our area, monglier, elderberries. Some are not so much trees as they are shrubs and bushes. Persimmon, we have wild persimmon here. We're planning to add a wax myrtle, which is common in our area. It's a native here. The toothache tree, which is also a prickly ash. It is, it's a medicinal, it smells wonderful, and it's really a unique tree. We're also planning to add several native flowers and herbs. We plan on adding plantain, mint. To start out, we're not going to be able to completely go with everything native because we don't have the dappled shade that we need for a lot of the herbs and things like that. So we are going to start with some of the things that we already have established in our yard and in our landscaping. We have society garlic that grows well in full sun. It blooms wonderfully and it's beautiful on a salad. Tastes amazing. We have native maypops and our passion vine that we're going to be adding to an archway. That's also going to be a butterfly attractor, but it provides us fruit as well. I'm looking forward to an area where I can go and sit and relax and enjoy the different smells and sounds, watching the birds, seeing the butterflies, but also getting a meal and enjoying, you know, I have a squash plant that's surrounded by other herbs and things like that. And the vine borers may not get to it because of the different scents of the different herbs. So I'm looking forward to the companion planting and seeing how that really works in our area.